not able to do both at the same time yet, and so obviously I was looking at you and I completely missed the whole corner. What about that?
No problem, don't worry, man. That was so funny though. You disappeared, and then suddenly you just reappeared right in front of me. Okay, right, so we take the short line through here, so just literally the shortest distance possible. And then on the approach into Cops here, I'm using all the curb on the left. And then just a very decisive early turn in. Just like, the moment you can kind of see the apex, you just turn the front end in, and the car should go where you tell it to.
Okay.
Lots of curb through here. And then between this left and the next right, we just drive straight. So I saw you trying to open that up quite a lot. You just don't need to. You can just drive literally straight between the two. Okay, so I'm going to go near the end of this curb, but I'm not going to go straight off the end of it like you did last time.
Okay. Yep. Turn in at that point. And aim for the red squares.
Yep. Basically, wherever there's a red painted section, that's actually a pretty good guide that the car should be aiming for that point. They put the big red places where people want to drive. You know, they're trying to discourage you from being there. So that's a good indication that lots of people want to go there, so we should be aiming for it. Right, I'm just slowing down a bit just so you're near me.
Oh wow, yeah, that one I think I took way too much curb on the entry, and it kind of. Okay.
I love the flow of Silverstone. When you get used to it, you'll really like it. So we just need to brake a little bit more for that hairpin, I think. Just a little bit heavier braking into there. But this bit's pretty easy.
Conservative on the brake for sure.
Yeah, yeah, you can get away with pretty heavy braking, like maybe 70% before it starts to try and lock up. And you've got a lot of room to get out of jail free into if you need it.
And that one, okay, get that apex. Oh, I see. Okay. And now this one, let it run off a little bit and then dive again into the second apex.
Yeah. And then just cut this corner off completely, so really short distance. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit quicker through Cops this time. So I'm in 6th gear, just a little lift, turn, back on the gas. So before I get to the apex, I'm back on the power through there. That's good, you kept up with me. You didn't really lose at all. And then full throttle through here.
Oh yeah, I couldn't go further there. I should have. I see what you mean by the flow. I think once you start, the problem is that my nose is like too close to the corner I'm in. But once you start looking past, you get you ride it slightly better.
Yeah, when you know what's coming next really confidently, you can really let the car flow out of the corner you're in into the next one. Silverstone's so nice in this car because it's got so much width. Like the track is just so expansive and flat. You can just really use all the space. It's like you have a car park. You know, it's driving Silverstone in this car feels to me like when you go to a car park in your road car and there's just loads of spaces available. It's just so easy to park that you feel like you can breathe. And it's like that, but in racing terms.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I think I hooked that corner much better this time.
Let's see, can you get... Yeah, that's better into the hairpin, well done.
Yeah, I think...
That's like the first time I've seen you really hit that apex through there.
Yeah, that's the first time. It's starting to stick on my brain. The shape of the... It is true that it is so... technical.
Good line through there, well done.
That's why on the TV you see them just sometimes you see them downshift into a corner because they just need a little bit of there's no brakes.
Yeah, just a little bit of rotation. You only need a little bit.
Oh, I think I'm getting a sense of when to dive into this corner now.
Yeah, that looks good. It looks good.
Wow, man. Yeah, this is nice.
That whole section of corners in a car with downforce is just so nice. Maggots about the way you go left, right, it's just so nice.
Yeah. And it's actually important to get right for the hanger straight.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't get the exit of Maggots and Beckett's correct, you will be very, very slow on the hanger straight.
Which is interesting because I think it's one of the rarer instances of like a high-speed section followed by a long straight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, you know what I mean, like a high-speed section of corners that are leading into a long straight because. Oh yeah, I think I clipped it.
Just don't forget to slow down for this hairpin. So same as before, get down to second gear and get really close to the red sausage curb.
Oh, you know what happened there? I left up my brakes. Sorry about that.
That's alright, I didn't even see. I was looking at the next corner.
Yeah, I left up my brakes and it spun. So what happened is I brake pressure was just too high.
Right, after this lap I'll drop back behind you. Just because it'll force your driving brain to really memorize what's coming next. But I can already see it's piecing together.
I think I hooked that one pretty good.
Good.
Oh man, I'm way too wide on this one. Minimize the distance travel.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's such an easy corner, there's just no need to go any wider. I don't know what it feels like through your wheelbase, but this track and this car just feel very, very good through my steering wheel. So it feels heavy.
It feels very heavy. Yeah, that's the right.
Like the steering feels heavy, not the car. I mean, like the grip level feels heavy.
Yeah. The front is biting really well. I get like a really, really good sense of front end grip.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to use it properly. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's okay. It's just like time.
I also think that the tire grip.
Sorry, I saw you coming. I was just going to try and keep out of the way. Right, I'm going to let you through here, actually. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, let me try that exit here. Absolutely horrendous, but.
Yeah, pretty good through turn one. Yeah, well, you got through without cutting it, so.
Oh shit! I forgot. Way too early on the brake here, but this time that got kind of beat me. So this is the next corner here. That's a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm braking way too early.
So for that one, think of it as a very, like a long but gentle brake. So you can get away with braking early, but just don't put very much pressure into the pedal, that's all.
Light.
Yeah.
With that, how much braking to put in, that's definitely something I'm improving in general, so. Okay, here comes...
Nice, that was pretty good speed through that. And you kept it on the track.
Oh, wow. Now keep it on the track here.
It's okay, I'm still going to just follow you. Yeah, so you had a little bit of an offset line on the way into there. So you were slightly wide on one of them, and then that put you a bit tight for the next one. And then obviously you see it kind of it amplifies. It's like a wave that gets, you know, if you're slightly off on the entry, then it gets worse and worse and worse as the direction change happens, and then you're completely offline and suddenly thrown off the track. So you just have to make sure you're very deliberate in where you place the car through the entry of Maggots and Beckett's. I noticed you weren't really using any curb, so you can really, really widen the track into Maggots and Beckett's if you completely drive across the curb. You can really straighten it out, is what I mean.
Okay.
Right, let's do the flat out turn 1 again.
Yeah, that's not.
Once we've done a couple more laps, we'll have a little rest. Because you've now driven the track yourself, when I show you my onboard again, it'll make a little bit more sense. You'll have a bit more of a mental map of how the car feels and where it should be. And if there's anything I'm doing different to what you're planning to do, it'll stand out to you a bit more when you see it. In a way that it wouldn't have done the first time I showed you.
Oh, damn. I feel like I had the right entry and then I fucked up the exit on this one.
Yeah, I think you just tried to go a little bit too quick at the wrong part of the corner. That's all. I think it looked like you tried to release the car at exactly the point you want to be doing the slowest speed, and then suddenly you found yourself with no track left. Okay, you were good here last time. Nice. Okay, so this time use a bit of curb on the left and the right into this corner. That's it. Particularly the right. Yeah, that's better. And then make sure you brake for the left. So the first section was great. We didn't quite slow down enough for the second.
Enough for the second one, okay.
So, yeah, so picture those corners as left, right, if you see what I mean. It's like two...
Right, left, right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like two left, rights. And you have to brake just as you arrive at the second left, right. And if you don't do that, you'll go too deep into it. So there's no brake at all for the first left, right. It's totally full speed. But for the second one, it gets a bit tighter. You have to brake.
Oh, I could have braked later, but harder. Okay. And then, yeah, this is fucking up the entire complex here. Let me try that one more time.
I'm going to follow you for one more lap. Let's do one more.
I think it's a little early on this, but it is what it is. Oh shit, okay. I think I want to get a little bit later on this one. I still don't have the right lines.
So this next one, this is the one I said, gentle braking, but like long. So you just kind of go medium to low levels of pressure, but you do that quite a way into the corner and make sure you can really cut across that apex. Yeah, that wasn't terrible, you know. That wasn't bad. You've got something to build on.
I think I understand more the line, but yeah, definitely too slow. Okay, but yeah, like let's go and look at your. So it's gonna be the Maggots and Beckett's complex here.
Yep. So you got left, right, and then left, right again, but you have to brake just before you arrive at the second left, right. Yeah, well done. You did it. And now it'll just be about perfecting it. Just remember, you don't have to open up the second right. So you just take the shortest possible distance through there. So you don't have to kind of go wide to cut back at it, if that makes sense. Quite a common thing to do, though, when people are learning it.
Definitely way too much braking here, and I think not enough braking here because it's really compromising my so I got this wrong here, but then I think I can carry more speed on the exit here, and then oh wow, yeah, completely wrong.
Yeah, the sausage curbs are nasty, aren't they? Okay, so I think that's a good first little run, just as like a initial practice. So I'm now just going to show you my onboard again, but this time with the perspective that you've now done a bunch of laps. So the track is going to mean more to you in this car now. So, okay, so can you see my screen again?
Yep, I can see your screen, yep.
Right, so I'm just going to get rid of this. So here we go, full speed. I know you can't hear it, but
I can see the throttle trace.
Yeah, you can see the throttle. So you'll.
Full throttle.
I'm just going to let it play out. I won't pause it at any point on the track. So heavy braking for the hairpin. Really tight to the inside. Relatively late apex. Similar here, late apex. So you can get early on the gas. short distance through here. That leads us out onto the Wellington Straight. And now you're going to see what I was talking about with like the relatively low brake pressure, but quite long trail into the corner.
Oh, I see.
And then shortest possible distance around here, just because you can. Using all the track width on the entry here, so really on that left curb to open it up.
Okay, so a bit of a lift. Did you touch the brake or?
Yeah, a little bit of a lift and a gentle brake, just a tiny bit. This is all full throttle, brake, gas again, brake.
Okay, you stood very close.
Yeah, so there's no opening.
I see what you mean by opening up. Just
yeah, you don't.
the entire
exactly.
corner.
Yeah, that's right. You don't need to go wide to cut back. You can just stay tight to it.
Stay close. Yeah, because I have the grip and the curving is gentle enough. Okay,
yeah,
this one. Exactly. I need to rewatch that one.
Yep, I'll just rewind it. Let me just rewind. So we're coming down the hanger straight.
And the hanger straight. Okay, what happens here? So we stay left, past the 150, past the 100. Okay.
So you kind of trail the brakes in, but it's more of an aggressive trail. You're braking a bit harder. And this is where you stay deliberately wide to cut back for the start line.
Very interesting. I see. Can I watch it one more time?
Absolutely. So a lot of that hopefully just looks simpler than it might have seemed before. Like you're 100%. Actually doing less. I'm just driving corner to the next corner to the next corner without having to do anything like special. I'm not having to force it. The car just goes where you tell it to. So you just turn when you want to turn. You make sure you go. We know at Okayama, we ended our last session and we were saying that this is more about accuracy. And yes. You're not having to like control the car so much. You're not saving slides and using car control. You're just having to be very deliberate in going, right, I want to go from the outside to the inside, back to the outside, straight. You know, it's just like point to point to point. And as long as you don't overload the car with inputs, like use too much steering or go into the corner too fast or something, as long as you're correct and accurate with the inputs, it doesn't bite you. It'll just go where you tell it. Let's show you one more time. So I'm just going steer, in it goes. It's like the easiest corner ever when you've got the downforce. Heavy straight line braking, trailing off the brakes as I start to turn in.
Good. So this is a classic chicane stuff. Okay, now same late apex onto the. This is just
because you've got this massive straight. Even though this is a corner, it's part of the straight.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, I see what you mean. And then here we are, and this is the corner that actually this one is tricky for me because.
So we go in early. Yeah, we brake late and we trail the brakes up to the apex, but you're reducing the brake pressure all the way to the apex.
Reducing the brake pressure, okay.
Yep, so if you brake too early, then you'll find you run out of brakes. You know, you've already stopped the car. If you brake late, then that means you can keep the weight on the nose right up to the apex because you have to keep braking. If you brake too early, then you can't do that.
Yep.
Like you run out of weight transfer.
Can you rewind that last corner real quick?
Yeah, of course. So
a little bit. Okay, yeah. So cups. Flat out. Lift off. Flat out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward. It's just getting the. Hold on a second. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. All good. Is your AC guy
there? Not yet. I have to text him the address, so I think by the sound of it, it'll just going to be past the end of our session. So.
Okay, cool. I've just rewound it back to maggots. So we've just done Cops, and we're coming into Maggots and Beckett's.
So this is okay. So that
I'll do this one a few times so you can see it, because what's most important about this section is how you link the corners together. So actually, let's do that thing where we go up high, and I'll show you the shape of it. That's the opposite of what I meant to do. Let's go to here. Okay, so let's go in like this. And then we'll run it back through. So it's like left, right, left, right. But the big difference, although they're actually quite similar shape, the left, right, and then the second left, right, it's not like the second one is much tighter. But the difference is, the reason that you have to brake for the second one is as you approach the first one, you're on the right-hand side. So you've had this whole straight after Cops to move the car to the right-hand side. So you've got loads and loads of room to go in full throttle, use the downforce, brilliant. This one, you haven't had time to get to the right. If you could enter this corner from the far right-hand side, you'd probably go flat out into this one too. But the fact is, you physically can't, because you arrive here past the middle part of the track. Yeah, there's no time. And if you tried to do that, if you tried to make it so you could get to the right here, you'd compromise this one too much. So it just so happens that means you have to then brake for this one. And then this one is a bit longer. This corner goes all the way around, so it's not just a brief corner. It's more of a 90 degree, just a very long 90 degree, if you see what I mean. So that's that's why you go full throttle through the first one, through Maggots. So flat out, flat out, flat out, left, right, all flat out. Then a brake, then back on the gas here, then a brake again, and then patience. You have to be patient for like 50 meters. Then full throttle out onto the hangar straight.
It's actually incredible. Like the middle orange box. I keep going. Okay, so this is Maggots. Wow, man, you're super close to the sausage. So this part is fine. And then the second part. Okay, here we are. Pause. Yep. So you get the red box right here, and then there's another red box here telling you where the apexes are. Yeah. And I think it's interesting because it was back to like your question about, where is the apex? Well, it depends on what comes next. And it's funny because although those two sets of corners have very similar shapes, they have a much later apex in the second pair than they do on the entrance. And it's just because of like where you come in at the entrance of the first one, as opposed to like the second set. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's a really good point.
Late apex.
Yeah, and it's a much longer corner, so that makes sense, basically. But what you were trying to do on your laps, in fact, let's just take one of you. I'll just go on board with you for, let's just go with like one of the last laps here. And we'll just fast forward to there. Okay, so...
Missing the apex.
Yeah, you see how far you were trying... You're trying to go over here to open this up. And then obviously... And you can see my green car behind you. In fact, I'm going to go in slightly closer because it's hard to see from this far back. But, yeah, if I go slow-mo, you see, because you now... I'm trying to go short distance. Because you try and open this one up, you see the difference in... I just can gain so much because I'm just travelling less of a distance. That's one of the things...
Go backwards.
Yep.
Even to my end, so when I come out here, keep going back a little bit. Yeah, so the first complex, I think, is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, this is good.
As soon as you can, you try to go to the right.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean, that's good. What you've done so far is good.
I should have stayed to the right. You see, I think, because now I'm way too. Yeah.
Yeah, you should stay as much as you can. I don't think there's any reason why your car wouldn't let you stay there. I think you just let it carry on running wide because you didn't quite realise the importance of not making this corner too tight for yourself. Because if you arrive here, you can see what you're aiming at. You're aiming at the Porsche Experience Centre halfway down the hangar straight over there, which is not where you want to be aiming. You want to be aiming a little bit into this corner, and you can only do that by being In fact, if you go back to where I am, because I'm following you, this is what it looked like from my view.
Yeah. You always stay close. You hug the corner as much as, because you're able to. Okay. Whereas I try to open it up, so I don't really have the right.
And this, I think this is just because you're not used to having so much space and so much grip. You just don't have to open stuff up when you've got the luxury of like massive sticky slick tires. You can just get away with going where you really want to go, which is the shortest possible distance. So.
Right. That's which is what you were saying.
But that's not always the case in every car. It's just in this car. But having said that, even in like a touring car or a GT, you still don't really like open up Beckett's. Maybe just slightly more than you would in this car. That's all.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I don't think, like again, I think I just don't have the right shape in my head.
So let's just go back to here. I'll just finish the lap. Where did we get to? We just got to the exit of Beckett's, didn't we?
Yeah.
So here we go.
So actually, when people say maggots and Beckett's,
yep,
there are 4 corners.
So maggots is left right, Beckett's is left right, basically.
Okay, cool.
So this is maggots, 1, 2. This is Beckett's, 1, 2, and then the left-hander that leads onto the hangar straight. This one's called Chapel.
And then the hangar straight.
Then the hangar straight, exactly. I don't know all the corner names at most tracks. It's just Silverstone is like my home track, so it's This is the this is the one that feels local.
You're pretty close to the track.
Yeah, like 30 minutes. So this is the one. This is the one that I work here the most of all tracks, and it's just my favourite.
Yeah,
I'm a staff member at Silverstone, put it that way. So aside from the private stuff, I've got the uniform and stuff in a cupboard out there. So
very cool.
I don't work there very often, but I've worked over here recently. This is the single seater experience centre. So they run single seaters from here. They don't run them on the main track. They have a separate track on the infield. But anyway, that's their pits. Right. So down to Stowe. So I was saying we turn in at kind of the 50-meter board ish.
Yeah. You said right before the end of the black and white.
Yeah,
but not all the way.
Exactly. I try and encourage you to stay to the left, because what tends to happen is people get to here and they just turn straight in, and then the corner becomes impossible. Just by giving your attention to this curb, even though you can't see it very much, you can see there's something there, and you just want to be on the left until you nearly finish it. Although in reality, it's about halfway down, isn't it? If we actually look at where on the curb, it's actually 50 meters is 50% of the way down the curb. It's just it feels like you're forcing yourself to wait to the end of it. That's all.
Because you see it arrive for much longer, but then once you're on it, it's like 3
bam!
seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's already done. Yeah, so the 50-meter board is a good.
And as you mentioned again, the red squares are basically where you want to be, and that's why they're there, to stop people just cutting across the grass. But you can let the car flow wide there, so you don't have to hug that one all the way around. It's when you get to here and the track just begins to kind of open up in front of you, just about, you've got the room to straight line this basically. And I'm looking for a line from here basically straight to that whiteboard over there. I'm trying to just go the shortest possible line from here to there. Obviously that involves taking a corner, but that's mentally what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to go short distance over to that board. And again, that 50-meter board is pretty much the turning point.
And the braking point is about 100?
Just before 100, actually. If we go on slow-mo, before we get to the 100. It's actually much further away, isn't it, when you look at it from that view?
It is much further away, yeah. But it doesn't feel that far. Everything goes at you so fast in Silverstone. You have no time to rest.
And then, obviously, you're just trying to get really, really close to the sausage curb without actually touching it. This, I messed this up. Although this was my best lap, I should be closer to this sausage curb. I didn't turn right early enough. So I would want to be here, and hopefully on other laps, like maybe this one, I'd hope that sometimes I actually did do that. Now I'm just checking my own work. Yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, there you go.
Aiming to really use as much curb as possible, because you then do deliberately run wide out to here. So that's fine. But yeah, anyway, right, okay. Let's get you doing some more driving. I think I've talked for enough again.
That's my favorite part of the training.
I know, but I still want you to. I need to be able to see you to give. I need to see you drive to give you better talking periods.
Yeah, otherwise you don't know. You don't know what you're trying to fix.
Exactly, exactly.
All right. Okay, so now I think I have a little bit of a.
Yeah,
it's one of those.
You've got more direction.
I know what I need to work on.
Yeah.
It's just. Okay, so let me see a few things here. So. Oh, I forgot the freaking thing are cold.
Yeah, tires are cold.
So these right here are these two. If I can do a good job on these two apexes, I think that's a big part of what I'm trying to understand here.
They're very tricky, those two hairpins.
So long and wide, and then you go deep in here. I'm trying to take it deliberately a little bit slower.
Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
And then here.
I struggle to do the right lines on cold tyres because the car won't go where I tell it to go. But after one lap, it'll be great.
So here, minimize the distance traveled.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's good. And remember, for
so
cops, it's coming up only a little lift. Yeah, cold tyres, it's really hard. I just went really wide there on the cold tyres. So into Maggots and Beckett's here, just remember the short distance through Beckett's.
Okay, so I want to stay closer. I think I can do it next time.
Yeah, cool.
But so I want to hug the corner. So that.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm keeping an eye on this. You know, when it comes up right here, a little bit late, but
yeah, not bad though. Not bad.
Better.
Yeah, you got the apex.
I got it slightly better. Start braking a little early. Don't turn until the 50. Oh, I locked at the front. Okay, so that's a different problem. Locked at the front. Okay, all right. Let's try to do this properly. So now the tires are up to temperature. Don't dive until here.
Yeah, good effort. That was really good. That was good. I like that.
Oh shit! Way too early on the brake. Way too early on the brakes. My bad. Get it. Try to do it better job next time. Okay, way too hard on the brake, but I'm trying to get the lines properly because I'm still not clipping the apex.
Yeah, no problem. The first hairpin was definitely better though. Definitely better than before.
Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So here it's a long stay on the brake, longer.
Yeah, this is one that becomes easier when you go in faster because the braking effect works more. The weight transfer works more. If you go in and you brake too early or too hard initially, like I said before, you run out of brakes. Like, you can't just keep braking until you come to a stop. So you can't then use the weight transfer to your advantage. So going in a bit faster helps a bit.
50. Oh, okay, wait, way too late. Current, way too late on this one, so my bad. I gotta slow down. I got a black flag.
Oh well, yeah. Sorry, I can't. I can't clear that.
Yep. And this right here.
Yep. So you're still opening up the right-hander of Beckett's massively. So you're doing about 4 or 5 times the distance you need to. So next time, just before we get there, I'll remind you don't go wide.
Okay. Okay.
So 50-meter board to turn in here. The more you drive this car, the more you're going to trust the downforce, and you won't feel like you have to slow it down as much for some of those corners. But obviously the slow corners, you have no downforce. You really do have to slow down.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do with this. Stop and go 26 seconds.
Oh, I can clear that for you.
Illegally.
That's okay. You carry on. I'm going to clear that for you.
Okay.
And then I'll rejoin you on the track. There you go. It should be cleared now.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you. First corner. Holy shit, man. Okay. Oh, I think I did a better job with this one. And a better job with this one, I think. Ah, yeah, I'm braking too hard. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I've in the second apex. Keep stay close. Yeah, so this is definitely about me not telling the car where it needs to go.
You must be doing a pretty good job because it's taking me a long time to catch you back up.
I did 2 minutes 7, so not that great.
Okay, so don't open up the next corner too much.
Oh,
make sure you take the shortest line.
Wow. Yeah, okay. I did take the shortest line, but
I didn't see what happened, but I can see you're in the barrier.
Yep.
Right, I'm back with you.
It tells you everything you need to know. Wow. It's funny, you think that I would do better on the... Okay, let me try to focus a little bit. Still don't have enough trust in the car here, but the braking.
That little section was definitely better. You were much, much more accurate that time.
Yeah, I think now it's starting to be like the...
That's good. That amount of curb was good.
Too early.
Good apex. You were very, very, very close to the sausage curb. That was good.
And I hit it on this second. So anyway,
yeah, but that's okay though. Yeah, but definitely better. Definitely better.
Yeah, I need to trust that I can turn and brake.
Yeah, as long as you're not braking too hard. If you're doing a gentle brake, then you can you can trust the car and you can turn and brake. Because I could see what happened there. I was expecting the car to go into the corner much quicker, and suddenly it was like you stopped in front of me, and that just shows obviously you didn't trust the downforce as much on the entry.
100%. So I think I did a better job here. Don't open up the corner. Don't open up the corner.
Yep, don't open up these. Just go straight apex to apex to apex to apex.
Oh man, I can't. Yeah, so the problem is I think I need to do a dab of the brake or something, because or you know what it is?
Go on. I'll watch it back in a moment.
I don't know what the hell I did wrong there, because I feel
I'm gonna watch it back when we finish this lap.
I feel like, oh shit. Jesus. You gotta slow down penalty, that's what's happening.
I'm going to be a little bit of a tour guide again, but I'm not going to go slowly. I'm going to try and drag you along by going a little bit quicker this time.
Okay, let me try to. Very late, but okay, cool. Get on the power.
Oh, good job. You went in much quicker that time. That was good.
I did. I actually It turns out if I follow you, I feel like I get a better sense of how much speed I need to carry through the corner. That's helpful. Okay, so here we go. It's gonna be. All right, let's see maggots and Beckett. Oh man, I opened it. Okay, I opened the last one too much, but I feel like the first three, I was doing okay.
Okay, good.
Let's do that one again. Let me try it. This one is also tricky for me. It's better when I see your line. We get a break soon here. Tight on this one, a little too tight on. Okay, all right. Let's see what's what. Okay, we know this. Remember to brake. Not great, but I think I'm getting closer to the apex. I think I get a better feel for how much. Here I'll try to carry more speed. Oh, here we go. Okay.
I don't think that was bad. I think you just got to stretch yourself into there to get a feel for what the car does at different speeds, because you are having to brake and steer at the same time. So it is difficult. It's very, very easy for it to go wrong. You can easily lock up. You can easily lose the rear. Right, this is the section that I want you to nail. So full throttle left, right, but end up in the middle of the track. Then brake for the next left. Brake for the next right. But keep it tight. In the mirror, mirror that looked better.
It looks better. It feels better. It feels better. I think I'm starting to grok it. It's the carrying the braking. I can't speak and drive, so
that's okay. That's okay.
I think I get it. Yeah, I went way too far here. Sorry about that. I had to lift because I went off and I got a black flag.
Ah, okay.
Okay, alright. Let's see what's what here. Push curve, but throttle here.
Definitely better through there. Yeah, and definitely better there too. I know you used a little bit too much curb, but at least you weren't going way too fast. Like, the line was not bad. This is what I'm interested to see. Yeah, that's a good effort. That's a good effort.
Well,
you're not far away from the ideal there.
Trying to turn and brake at the same time is still kind of foreign to me.
It is. That's why that corner, Brooklands, is one of the toughest corners in the UK. It's why I love it, because as a good driver, inverted commas, you can make up a lot of ground on people who are struggling with it.
Gotcha.
If you're confident with the combining braking and steering, you make massive amounts of lap time on people through there.
Throttle, full throttle.
Then brake for the left. Straight to the next one.
Brake too much. I feel like the line is better though. Did I open it up as much this time?
No, not as much at all. You still opened it up a little bit, but the line was much better. You were like one car width instead of 5 car widths.
So not quite laughable levels of incompetence.
No, not at all. You're too hard on yourself.
hard enough here. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. This time, let's pretend we know what we're doing. Okay, I could have carried way more speed on this one, way too wide. This one, okay. Okay, now way too aggressive on the curve on this one. And a little bit too fast on this one. Okay. Clip that. That's not a corner. Stay wide. Carry as much speed as you can. Grip will be there.
And then apex at the red squares. Good.
The red square.
And then use this first curb. So that's one thing we're going to change. I want you to use the curb on the entry to this corner. So
okay, use the curb on entry.
Yep. So you opened it up a little bit. I want you to just cut the inside off, short distance again. So like like a lot of the other corners. I'll show you when we finish this lap. I'll show you what I mean.
Okay. All right. Let me try this again. Let's try this. Fuel, maggots and Beckett's. Okay. So full throttle. 1, 2. Immediately on the right. Too much. Brake. Close.
You're much, much closer to the correct line through there now. Much, much closer.
Well, next time around, I'll try to stay as close to you as possible.
Okay.
Then I'll see. Oh, I feel like this one was better.
Yep, that looked pretty good. I still think you're covering more ground than you need to. Quite a lot of the time, I'm driving in a straight line and I'm watching your car move all the way wide one way, all the way, like just then, like what you did through that corner there. I'm just driving dead straight and I see your car goes all the way left, all the way right. So that's definitely something we can simplify. We can just drive fewer meters for sure.
Drive less, but drive better. Way too much speed on that second one. Anyway, okay.
So the corner that I was going to talk to you about is Luffield. So after this next one.
Yes.
So your line through this one was really good last time. So you want to go in shallow, but not all the way tight. So we go in kind of almost to the inside, and then all the way tight over the red blocks. But for this corner, this right, just cut the inside off, just straight over the curb. That will force you to run wide. And then you cut the curb again.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So don't try and open up the entry. The corner is just too long to open it up. If you open it up, you don't get any benefit whatsoever because it's just too long.
I see.
So you might as well just turn in and make it into 2 corners instead.
I see.
Right, here we go then. Maggots and Beckett's. Brake, down a gear. Brake, down a gear.
And it was all kinds of messed up. So for some reason I washed out wide at the right after Beckett's 1, and I completely missed Beckett's 2. So that was just that killed the entire thing.
So I'll tell you what, let's complete this lap and then we'll use your latest lap, the one we're on right now, as a little bit of a data comparison before we finish.
Okay.
Just to see if there's anything like really obvious in the data that any of your inputs, if there's anything like holding you back. But mainly this is just about, it's just hard work learning. It's just a case of doing lap after lap after lap and this is like the grunt work, the unavoidable practice you have to do to get quick in a thing. You've got to get it wrong 50 times before it's like you'll feel what right is. So I'm just going to bring up the data.
Let me see your screen. Okay, I see it.
Go right. So let's find yours first. Silverstone. Are you out of the cockpit at the moment?
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Here, let me start driver. I'm sorry again. Garage.
That's okay.
You'd think that after fucking 20 times I would know how to do it, but
No, don't worry,
clearly
man. It's fine.
I just need a freaking script to just start it on boot. Okay, so now we'll be running.
Oh, is it just uploading your data now?
Let me see. I see it here. So if I just go launch garage 61, should have my data. Yeah, $3 Silverstone started 2 hours ago. Yeah, it's up there.
Cool, awesome. Hopefully that's just going to upload. I'm just watching you through Maggots and Beckett's to see. Just because you mentioned that we weren't sure why it went wrong, so I'm just going to watch whilst we're waiting for the data to upload. Right, here we go.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, okay. We just didn't turn right.
Exactly.
So if I go in slow-mo now, we want to be turning right now. Now. You go.
Too late.
It's like,
yeah, too late. Yeah. Way too late.
Yeah. So that's why. That's why. So it wasn't like
100%.
it wasn't a grip issue or anything like that.
I do want to mention though, if you go back.
Yep.
If you go backwards a little bit. Yeah. So play. This is maggot. So get into maggot 1. I'm still turning anyway, but so after this, you want to start turning right away. Even though like now, I can't even see the. So I think it's not in my brain yet. Like I thought the corner came in way later, and I just did not have time to react.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, so literally, you're just trying to drive to that red thing there. I know you can't see it very clearly, but you know, when I'm driving. So if I just go on board with me in that same section, when I come through here, I'm just looking. I can just see that there's a straight line between here to there. Literally just a straight line here to there. And the moment that comes into view, that red thing, I'm aiming for it. You know, I'm just turning towards it. The moment I can see it, bam, turn the wheel. And the car seems to go there. So that's all it was. So that's why you had an issue through Maggots and Beckett's on that last lap. Let me have a quick look, see if the data arrived yet. Page not found. Let's try again.
I see it. I see it myself. So what's going on?
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's just because I was already in there. I don't see any Silverstone.
What the fuck? I see it on my. If I go to. Yeah, Serge. So go to my team. Oh, you're right. I don't see it in recent activity though. What's going on? It's not in recent activity. That's bizarre.
If we can't find it, it's not the end of the world. It's not like we're looking for, hundreds or whatever. I was only really looking to see if there was like a big difference in our brake pressure or steering angle or anything like that. Most of the stuff we can see from the video anyway. This is a bit more of a visual session anyway. Yeah, so the reason that all went to shit was purely that entry. But you do see how one bad thing, if you get one thing wrong, it really affects the next thing and the next thing and the next thing in this corner sequence at least. So you have to just make sure you get it right, especially initially. It's worse to get this wrong than it is to get this next one wrong. Because if you arrive here correctly, but then maybe you go slightly too quick, you can kind of do something about it. You can just back off a bit. But if you arrive here and it's like, oh shit, like you're still trying to slow down from a very, very high speed. So a little bit off in one pushes you way wide for the next. Whereas here, we're going quite slow by this point. So you can just back off, nudge the brakes, whatever, to kind of get the car back in line.
Okay.
That whole section, we're going to be working on just simplifying it, I think. Just do less work. I know I've been saying this for like the last hour, but we want to open the corner up less, drive straighter, do shorter distances, just make the car do less stuff, basically.
Yes, exactly.
But you've mentioned this yourself, though, even on Maggots back there, a lot of it's circuit familiarity. You weren't sure exactly what the angle was or how late the corner came. So, that's just doing the laps. You just got to build this accurate mental image of the shape of the corners. Otherwise, it's really, really hard.
But it's weird, though, because if somebody... I think the guy is here.
Okay.
It's actually weird though, because if I see the layout, the layout looks like it's simpler.
Yeah.
Yet it's hella technical. It's like very, very technical.
Here as well, this one. Sorry, if you need to go, by the way, man, then feel free. Don't miss the guy at the door. I was just going to say here as well. We're not turning, and then we turn. So if I go in slow mo, I'm like turn, 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 Serge, turn. Now we turn. So it's like we've almost gone past the corner. So in the cars with more downforce and a good balance, you can afford to be greedier and earlier with your turning for sure.
And it's the same with the brakes. I think I can use. Okay, so I'll try to drive it more.
Okay, cool.
And because I think a lot of it is. But remember, I hadn't driven this car only towards the end of our last session.
Yeah, for sure, and it's very, very different to what we drove before, and now we're straight at a different track as well. But I think the lap time gap between us here is big enough that we should try this again next time. But I think you need some time for my advice to be more useful and like valuable. I think you need some time just to drive the track a bunch of times on your own, so you're like happy with the shape of everything before we do it. So if you do get any chance to practice, then do it. Sorry, do you need to go onto the door?
I'll do some more. No, she's barking about somebody else.
Okay.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like 12:30. I think is when he said he gave me an ETA. Yeah, sorry, I opened the door. I opened the garage door, and now Penny's just barking. But yeah, so last week was kind of bad because work was super busy, and I haven't even touched the simulator at all.
Yeah, so, fair enough. And you know, me too. I only get on it for these sessions, so the coaching is the only sim stuff I do at the moment. So
seriously?
Yeah, I haven't done a sim race in about 4 months, maybe.
Oh wow!
So the only
I haven't seen a lot of your streaming when you're doing like some.
Yeah, I just haven't had time. I wish I had time, but you know, if I get any free evenings, I'm like, whew, yay, a free evening. Like the last thing I want to do is do some sim driving, especially if I've been coaching all day. Like today, I did quite a few sessions, so now I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go just chill out and watch the TV.
Something else. Dinner. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to talk to you. So we have the next session booked, right?
Yes, hang on, let me just, I think we've got it in my diary here. Next session.
The 11th.
I've got the 11th and the 20th in my diary.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we have all of the next sessions booked, so I'll do that. I get, and then after, so the latest one, I mean, the furthest is the 20th, right?
Yes. And
then after that, I still have time because I'm not flying out until July, so I can put like a few more, and then after that, the beginning of July, I'm gonna be vacation. So
okay, well that sounds nice.
Yeah, it's
gonna be